Today I'm going to be showing you this super cool kind of 3D metallic-ish text effect inside of DaVinci Resolve, which is actually super simple and easy to do, even though it kind of seems complicated right now. I'll just walk you through it, and it actually doesn't put that much pressure on your CPU either. So first thing that we're going to do is insert a new Fusion composition here, then we're going to open up the Fusion page. And then first we need to get our 3D environment set up. So first we're going to do a text 3D and then a renderer 3D. And if you don't know anything about 3D space in DaVinci Resolve, text 3D is basically just a text inside of a 3D space like this. And then a render 3D is just what puts it all together like that. So once you got your text 3D and render 3D open, you're just going to drag this little box in the media out. And if you wanted to control like what windows your things were on, you just click on the node and then press 1 or 2. Also, make sure you press on this little kind of like Windows button, so then we can have two windows open at the same time, which will make it super easier for editing and like 3D workflow. So make sure you press this little button right here. Alright, so now we got that down, we're gonna insert replace material 3D like that. And also, if you know how to pop up this menu to search anything, you just press shift and space. And then this is what's gonna get us our metallic look right here. This is the replace material. So first thing that we're gonna do is get in our text, put in whatever we're gonna say. I'm just gonna say cool. And then what we're gonna do is that like you can kind of see it doesn't have the kind of like 3D look to it. It just looks like plain text. So what we're gonna do is add an extrusion. Extrusion will extend it like that. You can kind of see it in the 3D space right here. You can navigate the 3D space by just middle clicking your mouse, pressing the plus and minus keys to zoom in and out, and then you can use the scroll wheel to go up and down, and then hold on Alt if you want to spin around. That's basically how you navigate the 3D space. So yeah, now you got your extrusion. I'm gonna leave it around like a 1.2.12, I mean, like just like that seems enough. And then also go to your V anchor and press this little line that slices through the middle. It'll also say center if you hold your mouse on it, and that'll just center our text to the middle of it. So now we got the extrusion down, but now we're gonna add a bevel, and a bevel is gonna give us like kind of like shiny edge effect, and without a bevel it probably just won't give it that metallic feel that we kind of want. So what we're gonna do for the bevel, I'm thinking 0.005 for the bevel depth, and then 0.005 for bevel width. And unfortunately we can't really see it obviously in this kind of space, but you can kind of see that little sharp little edge right there. That's basically your bevel. So now we got a text. How are we gonna get it that shiny feel? Well, we're gonna be using a plugin called Reactor, which is basically presets for basically literally any kind of texture. And of course, it kind of feels like cheating, just like importing textures, but honestly definitely does save some time that I would have just, instead of just making the textures manually myself, it does definitely save some time. And they also have a bunch of other textures that I wouldn't even thought of. So how do you get Reactor? If you already have Reactor installed, you can just skip to this mark. But what we're gonna do is you're gonna go to stakeunderwater.com and then click on Reactor and then download. And now once you have it installed, you're just gonna find the Reactor installer Lua on Finder or File Explorer if you're on Windows. Then all you're gonna do is simply drag it into the Fusion page and then press install and launch, and that should automatically start installing Reactor for you. But make sure if you are in the free version, which I'm going to be using for this tutorial because you should be able to use the free version for this, but if you are in the free version, make sure you're in 19.0.3 version or lower, just because otherwise this won't work, because apparently Blackmagic Design was just greedy and wanted to make the UI manager function, which is like a core function to run any sort of UI inside of DaVinci Resolve, to be only for the paid version. That is super annoying, and I do hope they bring it back. Alright, and now once you have it installed, the Reactor window should automatically open up. However, if it doesn't automatically open up for you, all you're just gonna do is go to Workspace, Scripts, then Reactor should be right here, and then you just hover over it with your mouse and press Open Reactor, and this should open the Reactor UI automatically. And then now to install the shaders that we're gonna use for like the metallic feel, all you gotta do is type in shader with a Z, or I guess Z if you're not American, and then you're gonna install the first thing that pops up, and then it should just say new add-ons have been installed, and now you should have the shaders automatically installed. well. Now, of course, let me reopen Reactor. There are a ton of other like presets and stuff that you can use, or if you want to use. And then most of these are also made by like independent DaVinci coders. So I do highly suggest donate to the creators of this, because it is an insanely powerful tool that like literally you can get for completely free. But now that the shaders are installed, we can just press shift space, and then you just type in KAS, and then there's all the shaders that we just had. Like there's so much, like you can use any of these, but right now we're going to be using the KAS Chrome, and then it's going to say, it might say unknown tool found, which is completely normal, but it should work fine because these 4 themes are the main themes that we actually just need. Oh yeah, and also if you don't know how to open this up, all you got to do is just double click it, and that's just how you open these little macros. So what you're gonna do, I'm gonna right click it and press ungroup. This will place it into these editable nodes that we have, and then you're gonna have an antenna on the end right here. This little antenna will automatically come with, we can just delete that. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete this environments whatever it's called. We're gonna delete that, and then delete this Parkland loader. This actually this Parkland loader is basically the image. So if I were to put it into here and then drag the chrome reflect to the replace material, you can see we already got this metallic texture, but the thing is basically reflecting these trees here. This is like the image that it's reflecting, which we don't want. So we're gonna delete the Parkland loader. That's the main image. Now it's gonna appear blue, but all we gotta do is just find some kind of image off of Google. I'm gonna go straight to Google, look up metallic texture. There's a bunch of textures here. So the problem with picking your textures is sometimes like this one, this looks super cool, but when it's having like so much items in it, it might look super low quality, which is a problem even with this one. So you can't really have like a ton of reflected things in it. You gotta kind of find that balance of like, even this would work fine, but I still want a kind of like a silky smooth kind of thing. So we're gonna get this one. So we're just gonna save image as, and of course I put the link to this image in the description. If you just don't want to go on Google and you want to download it yourself, you can find that. You should be able to just directly drag it in the thing. Oops, I accidentally opened a tab. You should just directly be able to drag it into Fusion. If not, you can just get it straight from the media pool right here. So we're gonna get our media in, or your image, whatever it's called. Drag the output to the Parkland sphere map, and oh, would you look at that, we got metallic text already. And yeah, that's literally it. However, we want to animate it. We just don't want like it's still text. Let's just add in a transform 3D. This is basically how you transform things. So like we can do the rotation, like when I rotate it like this, like ooh, look at that, I'm already getting ideas. Then we can like let's zoom it in, like I mean just look at that, and yeah, you guys kind of get the idea. Let me just undo that so we go back to normal. What I'm gonna do is just like this kind of like rotating thing. So I'm gonna go to like the start and then like the end of the clip, and then maybe just like do a full like 360 or something like that, and then you can wait for it to render, or we can just go straight to here, wait for the render cache to get it to load in. Yeah, that's literally it. That's how you create metallic text in DaVinci Resolve. Let me know if you want to do any kind of other sort of tutorials, or if you just want to try to get used to something in DaVinci Resolve. Make sure to drop that in the comments, like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Later.